What's up, guys? I'm back playing some more Punishing Grey Raven, and I want to look today at showing you Bianca. She is the 7-day login bonus unit, and I think she deserves to be shown just how good she is for a free unit. Show you her skills a bit, what she's good at, because I pulled her as one of my first units, I believe it was, so I got her fairly early, so I've had time to train her, evolve her. She was my main unit for a while until I pulled Karenina. So just have a look at her skills, show you why she's so good. She is very damage based, red orb, all physical damage, extra physical damage, 150%, and that's currently at level 10, but very good for damage dealing, the red one. Yellow orb, this one a little bit hit and miss. This one for me, as a bow unit from a distance, the yellow orb isn't so good because it does spread out quite a lot. It reminds me a lot of like shotgun. It just spreads really far. If you get the free ping of 7 arrows and you do get quite close to a nice group of enemies, you're going to hit them and recover that energy, free energy per arrow that hits. And if you're close up and you hit 7, that's a lot of energy, especially since her signature move is quite low costing of energy, it's only 60 costing. This is going to be really beneficial for that, but it's just to use it at the right moment. You need to get close to the enemy, because if you are further back, you could be lucky just to hit 1. I think you might get lucky and hit 2, but really it's not worth using from that much of a distance. Her blue orb, it says type damage, but for me, I'd class it as a buff. So what happens is, you'll press it, you won't see anything really happen, other than her bow will go a little bit of a glow to it, and then when you next do your basic attack, it will shoot extra arrows that do extra damage. And if you spam it, as it says at the bottom here, it can last for 4 up to 8 seconds if you've got the free ping. So spam the hell out of that basic attack and you're going to get a ton of arrows coming out. A very good buff move, I think, for her. Active skill, basic attack, quickly shoots 9 arrows at a target and deals high physical damage. I mean, this is all she's about, Bianca. There's no elemental damage here, it's all physical. I mean, her leader skill, you'll see in a second, but it's a critical based one. But yeah, she's very, very good at damage dealing. I would say her only downfall really is that her rate of fire, if you're not hitting the pings, is fairly low. But if you are hitting your 3 pings and your 2 pings, very good. So this signature move here, as it costs 60 energy and fires a rain of arrows at the target, and each arrow deals heavy damage. Now there is a second part to this on her passive skills, I believe it's where it's stated, but I'll tell you about it now. If I go to the passive skills, here, Quiver of Mercy. After every free ping, she will store an arrow at the bottom middle of the screen. There's 3 arrows grayed out. Every time you hit a free ping, one of them's going to light up. You light up all 3, and then you hit her signature move. You are going to rain so much damage down the enemy, because you see here, each energy arrow deals high damage, extra physical damage, and it deals it twice. And if you've got 3 of those, it is just going to wipe out the enemy. I see quite a lot of bars of the units that she hits. They just deplete so quickly, especially on the co-op event. I seem to get the MVP on damage dealt with Bianca quite a lot, even though I'm not the highest leveled unit out of the 3 that are there. But if you spam her attacks, if you get lucky with those 3 pings, she just deals so much damage. Her QTE, that's her support skill. So when you use another character, you get the right colour ping that's flashing and Bianca comes in. Just fires 4 shots, only doing half physical damage, but everyone will be critical. So that benefits quite well with her leader skill, because she gets an extra 10% critical damage, and everyone does it else on the team, so it does work quite nicely there. As an attacker there, extra damage bonus increased by 14%. And that's level 9, so it probably started off at about 10 to 12, I imagine. But extra damage, and because she is just sold damage everything is just welcomed here. Any sort of damage boost, I will happily take it. Now the 0 Ultima rank, that's going to be unobtainable for a while, I'd have thought. But I don't know if it's the same for everyone. I've only looked at a couple, I can't remember if it was. But when entering the battle, they gain 3 signal orbs. So no complaints there. For something though that you get at the end, it's just a nice little bonus. You go into a fight, you got 3 there straight away. Nice. So look at the rest of her passive skills. So you've seen Quiver of Mercy. Let's look at her leader one. As I have mentioned before, it is critical damage of all the party, increased by 10%. That's great. Her other passive skills, they're locked behind the higher SS ranks and the triple S and triple S plus. I mean, the amount of shards we're going to need for that is outrageous, but if you do get there, you're lucky enough to get it. Extra damage again, of this one just basic attacks, 15%. Brilliant. Critical damage increases by 30%. Now that one is incredible. Just because the sheer number of arrows that Bianca's getting off, you do see quite a lot of critical hits, so 30%, and she's also getting 10% from her leader skill. Fantastic amount of critical damage you're going to see from her. The SSS plus one. Now, you won't see this one for ages, I'm sure. But extra damage bonus of the signature move increases by 20%. And as I mentioned before, her signature move, the amount of damage that it can produce is just incredible. The amount of arrows you can get off, if you get the right amount of pings off, it just rains down arrows, but it looks pretty cool as well. I mean, she looks pretty cool herself. Any sort of bow unit is always cool to look at. Let's give her a little spin. That's a cool bow. Yeah, I enjoy that bow. So I'll show you a little bit of gameplay. I want to show you what I mean by the free ping on the yellow one, or just any ping on the yellow. I want to show you about how much it does spread. It's just like a vertical line of arrows. So we'll have a look at it here. I mean, I know they're timed and all, but so we're not going for good gameplay here. I'm just going to show you what each ping does. So let's go here. We've got a couple of yellow pings here. Let's just get around to it. So if we come back from distance and we fire this yellow ping at Mr. Shieldsman, you see how far they spread. I'll fire again. They fire quite far. She got the recovery there. You ping the blue one. It's charged up, nothing's happened so far, but then you can just spam arrows, extra arrows come along. Red one, you know the basic, the red one, it's just fire some arrows, and it smashes them. As I said earlier in the video, you see at the bottom middle of the screen there is the 3 white arrows, because we hit so many free pings. Just watch the amount of damage that this pulls off. And the amount of critical hits you can see, not get a lot there, but you got the end there, but you do get a hell of a lot of critical hits from her, so the amount of damage she puts out is just phenomenal. But as I said, that the downfall I did think is if you're not hitting the pings, her rate of fire is fairly slow. It reminds me similar of Liz's rate of fire, that's quite slow as well. Her mobility, because she's a ranged user, that is also slightly lower, so that's worth considering. But I definitely think as a free unit you're getting, she's definitely worth investing in, just definitely worth enjoying because it's an epic bow as well. Right, thanks for watching guys. There'll be more Punishing Grey Raven coming up soon, so I will see you again.